Now, joining me in the studio is John Dennis, who is an adventurer who's worked tirelessly to raise awareness of mental health issues. Having struggled through depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, he continues to proactively talk about his own experiences to encourage others to open up. Well, John, thank you very much for coming in. So if you could just tell us a little bit about what happened to you.
So it was May 2013, and I suffered a severe spell of depression and PTSD, and I had several weeks of not going outdoors, and then my wife decided that enough was enough, and she took me to the doctors and started my rehabilitation essentially. And through my darkest days I decided that I needed to do something to help people, because I was being so well looked after by the NHS and the system that I was put into. So as a result, I come up with the Dare to Express campaign, and we're now using that to raise awareness for mental health, and I've formed a charity off the back of it, and the charity is now helping people that suffer from depression.
And do you have any idea kind of what triggered it, or what?
Yes, it comes directly from my father's suicide when I was 17. Unresolved issues that I didn't deal with at the time have just come back to haunt me essentially. So it's been a long process of getting myself back on track.
It seems like it's almost kind of quite sudden and sort of maybe took you by surprise.
Yeah, a little bit. I think we now know that I've had spells of depression throughout my life, but they were sort of quite small and I could deal with them. And I dealt with them in different ways, but this one was particularly large, and it did really jump up and give us all a big fright.
I think one of the things that I notice sitting here is that often men don't like talking about mental health in quite the same way that women will feel more comfortable opening up about it. So is that something that you think is similar?
Oh, absolutely.
Particular stigmas?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look, there's a huge stigma. You've got a man with supposed to be the strong provider, and he can bear the brunt of the world on his shoulders, and it's just not true. I'm a fairly biggish sort of a guy, and I now tend to be the one that's very happy to talk to people and be quite open about it. But it's also very easy not to talk about it at the same token. But yes, men particularly are just they're too proud, and they don't want people to see that softer side, just in case someone sees a chink in the armour.
And if there was kind of a man watching who thinks, oh my God, I think I might be going through something like this, I don't know who to talk to, what to do, what to even say, where to begin, what would you say to them?
I mean, the first thing to do is to find someone that you can have a good conversation with. If you don't have anyone immediately that you can talk to, go to your doctor, and a good doctor will point you in the direction. In the south down here, there's a service called iTalk, which is a self-referral service, which is absolutely wonderful. I used it for a short period, but I was so severe that it didn't work for me. But there's, just seek help. Don't be afraid to talk to people.
And now, of course, you're kind of taking on these expeditions. Tell us about those. What are they?
Yeah, look, I mean, I decided I needed to do something. I've always enjoyed doing expeditions and so forth in New Zealand, which back then we just called fun. It wasn't called an expedition. It's just what we did.
Like exaggerating things here in the UK.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And then, so what I did in the short term then was to use what my experiences then and put them into expeditions. And those expeditions are about raising awareness for people with depression. So I've been to Norway, did a big 16-day expedition around Norway, and that was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And that there was my second to last night, and it was just absolutely glorious. But it was a great way of finding out about myself, and finding out how it was odd, because I put myself into isolation, which is odd considering I have depression.
Yeah.
But I felt it was necessary to show people that you can get through the back of things if you're willing to push yourself.
And what's next?
I have got an expedition in Russia planned early next year, which is across Lake Baikal in southern Russia, which is on the Mongolian border. Mm-hmm. It's a 700-kilometre trip, which is great. But first up, we've actually got a family adventure which I've planned called the 15 and 15, which is 15 national parks and 15 summits. So all of us as a family, my wife and my 2 children, will be travelling around the UK in Gertie, which is our defender, and going to the highest summits in each of the national parks.
Wow, and when is Russia going to be happening in winter then, when the lake is frozen?
Yes, it will be, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So it'll be late February, I mean, it's the world's largest and deepest lake by volume on the planet. So it's significant. So it's at the widest part, it's 70 kilometres wide. So it's very exciting.
It'll be very cold as well, I imagine.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, look, I mean, it'll get down to -40s and down to -50 as well. So, yeah, it should be quite sharp.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that, rather
Thank you very much.
than me having experienced Russian winter. Not sure I want to go there straight away again, but good luck, John.
Thank you very
Thanks for
much.
coming in.
Thank you.